Hey, what's good, Game of Thrones fans? This is the Campfire Crew, and we're here to talk about how the Azor Ahai prophecy parallels to the Night's King and the White Walkers. One of the most shocking moments from Season 6, and that is saying a lot, comes from one of Bran's vision, and that is the vision of the creation of the first White Walker. In this vision, we see Leaf, one of the children of the forest, plunge a dagger, painfully plunge a dagger, I might add, into what we're assuming is the heart of one of the first men. And then lo and behold, that action, because of the dragonglass and the magical properties, somehow created the very first White Walker. And again, we are assuming that that is indeed the Night's King. As exciting as that scene was, we just couldn't help but notice the amazing parallels between the creation of the first White Walkers and the myth of Azor Ahai.
Now, Azor Ahai has been talked about in the show, but as a quick refresher, this was the man who was chosen to save the world from the darkness. This is the same Azor Ahai that Melisandra and other followers of R'hllor believe will be reborn to save the world from the great war to come. This is also the one they call the prince who was promised.
He's the prince that was promised.
Azor Ahai is also very likely the person that the Northerners know as the last hero. He was the one who came and saved them and was able to drive the White Walkers away and bring an end to the Long Night. Now, this mystical hero needed a weapon to fight the darkness, and this weapon was a flaming sword known as Lightbringer. Now, Azor Ahai failed to temper the sword twice, but in order to make this sword indestructible, it required the ultimate sacrifice. A sacrifice that was made when he tempered the sword by stabbing it into his wife's heart. Now, the similarities are obvious. A sacrifice that gave birth to fire and another that gave birth to ice. Remember, this series is called A Song of Ice and Fire. Azor Ahai made a personal sacrifice to save the world, where the children of the forest made a selfish one to save themselves. Or did they? Imagine if Leaf and the man we saw being turned into a White Walker were lovers. Now, I know this is speculation, but the parallels would be unimaginable, and all it really would take would be just, I don't know, one Bran vision scene to make this all true. Now, regardless if that is true, when the children created the White Walkers, they did so to protect them from man.
We were at war. We were being slaughtered. Our sacred trees cut down. We needed to defend ourselves from men.
They forged their weapon just like Azor Ahai did, and for the same purpose, both of them doing so to protect their people. So does this mean the White Walkers are not bad? They have been stripped of their humanity and seem to have one purpose, and that is destruction. But that doesn't mean that when they were created for evil. They could have just been created for protection. This fits so perfectly with the type of story that George R.R. Martin is trying to tell. A blurred line between what's good and what's bad, where good choices still could mean bad results, and vice versa. I mean, for example, Jaime, a character who in the very beginning pushed a kid out a window, but where he sits now, you kind of root for him. I mean, take example Cersei. You hated Cersei, but last season you couldn't help from kind of rooting for her to take down the Faith. This is what George does. He creates characters that you can appeal to the good of them, but you do love to hate them.
Since many believe that Jon is the now reborn prince that is promised, I have to ask this question. Do you think Jon will have to make a similar sacrifice in order to save the realm of men? And if this is true, and he does have to make a sacrifice, who would the sacrifice be? I mean, it could be Sansa, Arya, heck, it could even be Dany. We'd like to know in the comment section below what you think. If this is true, who do you think that sacrifice could be? And also, can you see the slight similarities between the myth of Azor Ahai and the Night's King? That's all we have for today, guys. So like the video if you like the video. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. And until next time, guys, we out.